You learn this very important thing, which is you do not ever get better without consistent effort. And if you put in consistent effort, you always get better. One of the most interesting things I learned about running is that pain is not necessarily a physical process. It can be, but it's also a mental process. It's your body being afraid of what's happening, your body thinking you're going too fast, you can't handle this, you better slow down. When I was older, my brain had some kind of a block against running faster than 2 hours and 40 minutes in a marathon. And I had to break through that block in order to go and run a 2:29. I had this remarkable progression where I couldn't get under 2:40. I couldn't get under 2:40. And then I got under 2:40, and within a year it was under 2:30. Once you can crack these barriers in your mind, you can go a lot faster. You don't think you can possibly run a marathon. You go out there, you run a mile, and then you run 2 miles, and you run 3. And eventually you get up and you can run 26. And you can learn this principle lots of ways. You can learn from Confucianism. You can learn however you want to learn it. But the principle of, if you want to get someplace, you just put in steady work every day and you will get there. You want this project to go twice as fast, right? Do you say, darn it, make it go twice as fast? Or do you say, like, here, let's try to do these things so we can go 20% faster? My old boss and mentor, David Remnick, used to say, you don't want to, if someone's jumping over 3 feet, and they can jump over 5 feet, you don't solve it by asking them to jump over a bar that's 7 feet, right? You have to find the right place and try to motivate people to the top of their abilities. And then you have to try to help them build their abilities so they go a little higher and a little further. Sometimes, like, you have an idea and you think it's a really good idea, and then, well, this doesn't work, right? Like, none of the numbers are coming in. But I came in highly confident when I started at The Atlantic that there's this move we could make that would really work. And took a lot of effort, a lot of things to push to try to get there, and then wasn't working, didn't work. And so we just pulled the plug and said, you know what, this is not working. And that's an important thing. And same thing in running, right? You go and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna run this workout, and sometimes you're just not there. I have 3 boys, I'm a parent, I'm a proud father, I care so deeply about my children. I try very hard to make sure that they never feel like I'm choosing to run over choosing to be with them. And so a lot of my run is I run to the office and from the office. If I'm gonna go run 20 miles, I'll go run at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I try to make it so that I'm not taking away from the things in life that are most important.
We only used in this plant wastes as feedstock, all kind of wastes, recycled oil, animal fats. So everything is a circular economy. Today we have in Spain 1,500 service stations from Repsol providing diesel 100% renewable. And more Spanish customers, Spanish drivers, they are starting to use this product. And they are reducing using the current vehicle they have, the diesel vehicle, reducing in a dramatic way their carbon footprint. The impact in CO2 emissions in the Spanish roads of this single investment, of this single plant in Cartagena, is equivalent to the reduction provoked by the whole Spanish electric vehicle car fleet. we are going to take a main part of this waste that is not recycled today, we are going to gasify, and in the recomposition of these molecules, we are going to produce green methanol that is going to be used for the maritime sector with byproducts that could be used either for gasolines or to feed the chemical industry of the area.
There's a significant number of minerals and metals that are required to build out data centers. And I think today that the supply of those minerals and metals is less well understood. If you look at data centers, they require significant amounts of copper just to ensure the movement of electricity. They need germanium and gallium for chips. They need lithium for battery storage. They need aluminum for cooling systems. Metals processing, those facilities are typically built in a range of 3 to 8 years. When you get all the way upstream to the mines, we can be talking 10 to 20 years from the discovery of a deposit to the time when we're actually able to extract and provide new material into these supply chains. There's an enormous amount of baselining and environmental work that has to be done before you can bring a new mine into production. There's an enormous amount of community and particularly indigenous consultation that has to happen before a mine can be brought into development. And even when you've crossed all of those hurdles, sometimes actually developing and building the infrastructure around a mine can take anywhere between 3 to 5 years. We expect AI to be this transformational technology, of course, which will massively increase productivity medium to long term in our economies. In the event we don't have the materials we need, well, perhaps we will see growth in AI and data at a slower rate. Perhaps that will lead to a slower improvement in productivity in our economies. Perhaps that will create a drag on growth. There's estimates that we need 600 million kilometers of new grid to be built to transport this electricity to where it's needed. And of course, again, the pylons for the grid are heavily steel and aluminum intensive. Of course, it's copper that connects all of these elements. That's how the electrons move from one place to another. And we expect to see demand for copper doubling between now and 2050. And as we look at current forecasts for new supply of copper, we expect to be 30% short of demand forecasts by 2035.